Okay, we talked already. Want to give him a clean fight and way back commands at all times. Trata de hacer limpia pelea. Y obedezca todo lo que le diga. Leer la mano. Shake hands.
All right, the tail of the tape for these two in this title defense by Johnson. He's 5'3". Salazar's a half-inch shorter, and he's almost 2 pounds heavier. He's 3 years older, and Johnson with a reach advantage of some 3 inches. The rules of the Pentacontinental governing this title: 10-point must system. Winner of the round gets 10 points. The loser a lesser number. 3 knockdown rule in effect. Standing 8 count in effect. Can't be saved by the bell in any round. Referee or doctor can stop the fight. That brings you up to date. Scheduled for 12. The bell, and out they come. Johnson in the black trunks and Salazar in the gold. Johnson the southpaw. John Bay Rudy, who supplies us with copious notes and voluminous files, says simply, Mark Johnson's the toughest, meanest, baddest, best, most talented fighter in any division. Over to you, Rich.
Well, Tom, he's all of those things. Believe me, he has got tremendous skills, and we're already seeing them put to the floor here early in round number 1. Mark, you'll notice, is a boxer, Tom. He has great movement with his body, but not necessarily a lot of lateral movement. He won't necessarily dance around. He utilizes a more Pernell Whitaker style of staying flat-footed at times, but having such tremendous upper body movement that he's able to elude punches, even if he's standing right in front of you.
The last time we saw him in a great fight, and I don't know that all of his fights haven't been great, Enrique Orozco up in Las Vegas, and it was just a classic battle royal. Orozco is as tough as they come, and Johnson finally knocked him out in the 12th round, and they stood there forehead to forehead, toe-to-toe, and really teed off on each other. Mark Johnson is just having his own way here with Salazar.
Well, Mark has become more of a puncher in recent fights in the last year or so, Tom. He was known pretty much for his boxing ability, relied on that. But he is seeing, as he has set down on his punches in the last year, that he can really bang. And he's giving Salazar a pretty good lathering here in round 1.
That right hand just about took Salazar right off his feet. Salazar's a tough customer. We saw him against Melchor Cobb Castro. Oh, there's a left hand thrown by Johnson. It was a solid punch, an uppercut, and a good shot to the body. And Johnson is seldom missing in this opening minute and a half of round 1.
Salazar is unranked right now, but he has been as high, Tom, in the top 10. He's been often ranked in the top 10 and as high as number 5 in the world. So keep that in mind as you see him totally outclassed here in the first round by Mark Johnson.
Johnson is wasting little or no time. In fact, both these guys really came to fight. Larry Rosadilla, the third man in the ring, a right hand rocked Salazar. These two guys at 110 and a half and 112 pounds give no quarter and ask none. And the crowd is really warming to this one. Salazar hit Johnson a shot many thought was a bit low.
It was a good body punch either way, Tom, and he just landed a right to the jaw, and he's got Johnson backing up.
Johnson had an enormous fight, as we say, with Enrique Orozco 5 months ago. Suffered an eye injury, that is an injury to the area around one of his eyes that pretty well kept him sidelined for the past 5 months.
Look at this.
Unbelievable first round. Unbelievable. 10 seconds remaining. What a round. The crowd going crazy. There's the bell. He's 26, Johnson 23. One can only assume they can't go 12 rounds like this, but who's to say? They're anxious to get after each other, and out they come for round number 2.
Well, Mark Johnson likes to study tapes of Henry Armstrong, and I would say that first round was not un-Henry Armstrong-like.
You mean old perpetual motion, wind him up and turn him loose.
Exactly.
What a great first round of boxing. I don't know how they're going to duplicate that short of a knockout by one of them.
That's right. To me, Tom, that first round was on the same basis, except on a smaller scale in terms of weight, as Hagler and Hearns. The same kind of just let's let all the guns fly in the first round.
Johnson is the southpaw. Salazar in the gold trunks. Johnson, a very good boxer, has 14 knockouts. Salazar has 15 knockouts and 20 wins. Johnson with a record of 20 victories in a row. His only defeat came in his second fight. Boy, he is really pot-shotting with that right hand, Rich. Uppercuts and straight hooks and everything else.
He looks remarkably sharp. His nickname is so perfectly apropos for him, because he seems to be sharp every fight. I mean, he never looks rusty. He never seemingly has an...
Just got nailed with a right hand and backed up. Staggering back across the ring, and Salazar is after him with a vengeance. And Johnson's going to have to hold on. He's going to have to put his considerable boxing skills to work. Salazar is all over him like a cheap suit.
Tom Johnson looks calm here. He's a little groggy, though. You can see it in his eyes. But he's not panicking, but he needs to box and hold at this point. He does not need to slug like this.
No, he is standing there toe-to-toe with Salazar, but he, I think, would be better served stepping away, jabbing, and moving.
If I was Johnson right now, Tom, what I'd like to do is clamp down on those arms and hold on. Clamp down hard and not let Salazar punch until Larry Rosadilla comes and separates.
Johnson beginning to fight his way back out of what certainly was a serious moment for him here. Nailed by Salazar, backed up across the ring and in obvious trouble. Now he's right back toe-to-toe, Rich. Got nailed with another right hand.
I would say, Tom, that in how many years have we been watching Mark fight here at the Forum? A year or two. That was the worst trouble we've ever seen him in.
Yes. But he's standing right there, buries a left hand, comes back with another sharp one. He's got Salazar in trouble now. This is scheduled for 12. Salazar teeing off, and Johnson coming back in return. Puts Salazar against the ropes above us.
Wake up the echoes of Zale and Graziano.
Unbelievable. Round 2 coming to a close. Stay here for round 3.
As round 3 starts, watch Salazar rock Mark Johnson in round number 2 with a big shot. There it is, the right hand. And Johnson was in deep trouble for a good 30 seconds.
I watched him between rounds, Rich, and he seems to be calm, cool, and collected. He was talking to his trainers, one of whom over there is his father, Abraham Ham Johnson. And now he comes out like a man on a mission as he's got Salazar against the ropes. Tremendous body shots and rocking Salazar to the jaw with rights and lefts and back to the body.
There was a real expression of pain on Salazar's face after one of those shots up against the ropes. Johnson coming out immediately and establishing his own tempo once again and establishing domination at the beginning of a round.
Last time we saw Salazar, and we've told you he was very, very tough against Cobb Castro in the early going 4 or 5 rounds and then weakened. And he has a great second round here and fighting valiantly against Johnson. Rocked him, as you saw.
I'm just surprised at this strategy by Johnson here in round 3, though, after being rocked in round 2, to stand there right in front of Salazar again and offer him the opportunity to hit him. I very much expected Johnson to come out boxing in this round, Tom, and he has not done it.
No.
He's figuring, I'm going to just get this guy out of here.
That's right, and he gives every indication of wanting to do just that right now. He's right in front of Salazar, has him against the ropes, has rocked him with several solid shots, has worked to the body and the face beautifully. Master craftsman, this kid from Washington, D.C.
Salazar is being hurt with these punches. You can see it in the expression in the face of Salazar after he gets hit.
He's getting hit a lot, Rich.
But look at him come back.
Yeah, he's tough, gallant, determined, but I think at first glance he is outgunned here against too sharp Johnson. How would you like to be named Shaft Sweetpack when you're born? That was the name they gave Marcellus. His mother changed it. Good uppercut by Johnson. Oh, he is just a punching machine, isn't he?
What an uppercut, and Mark Johnson, if he doesn't get him out of there soon, we could have an X-rated fight because those pants are coming down awfully low.
Yeah, Salazar's trunks are slipping down.
Yeah.
Blood coming from the mouth of Salazar, who has taken some terrific shots from Johnson here in the...
Rosadilla needs to stop the action here and pick up those trunks of Salazar.
A left-hand uppercut rocks Salazar. Another one buried to the midsection. Johnson has just been nailing him with everything. Round 3 coming to a hectic close. Salazar still fighting back. We'll be back for round 4 in a moment as the barrage continues. Well, it's over. You didn't miss a punch. Don't feel as though you did. When Salazar got back to his corner, it was obvious that he was in trouble. And I don't mean from his trunks almost falling off.
Look at him, Tom.
He was really having a lot of pain, and he still is.
He's hurting.
Those shots to the body were deadly and effective, and Salazar just couldn't take any more of them. Well, and Dr. Carnes called the referee over. They came in, talked to Salazar, and he decided he'd had enough.
As I mentioned, when he was up against the ropes, Tom, he was visibly wincing in pain when he was getting hit, and he was showing with his facial expressions that, yes, these punches are hurting me. They're too much for me to take. And when he went back to the corner, Tom, it was quite clear, as you pointed out, that he really didn't want any more of Mark Too Sharp Johnson.
And who could blame him? A gallant effort by Salazar, but I think, as we told you, this is the uncrowned king of the flies. This is one tough champion, this kid. I don't know who's around in his division can beat him. Maybe some night we'll see a great guy try. We'll be back.